Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Sunday, February 22nd. Welcome. I'm laughing because this is like the fifth time I've tried to start this video. So we're just going to roll with it. I hope everybody had a good week. I did stitch. This is actually from the week before last. I had forgotten it was still at the office because I had to make a copy of the pattern so I could mark it off to try to keep up with where I was at. After the rain, I'm also working on this one, Autumn at Sinking Creek. But here's where I'm at. This time I filled in some more of the gray in the sky. That's what I'm working on, is the sky. Filled in this color through here, and up here is a blend. So filled some of that in and brought some more across up here. Just trying to get things that are different than just the gray I'm working over here. So every little bit counts, right? And I think it'll go, oops, my stuff is falling. I think it'll go faster now that I can mark it off and keep up with where I'm at. That should help. I'm sorry if you hear my phone buzzing. I'm pretty sure that Dax is on Instagram, which means I'll be getting a lot of reels sent to me. Whispered by the Wind, I worked on spring homes. I have a number of these. I think I have spring, summer, and winter. I don't think I have fall, but I don't remember when I ordered all these seeing a fall one. And this I'm doing on, it's just Ada from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, one of those. But it looks like it's got, I thought it kind of looked like clouds and stuff. It's blue and white, kind of modeled. But according to them, it should fit on this half of the fabric. So I sure hope so. This time I put in the R and the I. And for that, it calls for, I don't know what kind of floss, but I have a bunch of this. It's designs for the needle, and it's just like a pink variegated stuff that I got in an estate sale. So I thought, you know what, I'll use it, and it seems to be working just fine. I'll take it. I was going to say Christmas cactus, but it's not Christmas. It's based on the shape of the leaves. It's actually a Thanksgiving cactus, which makes it probably even worse. I have more than one. I have several. Because because Bartholomew got into the one that I had, pulled it off the shelf and broke off a bunch of leaves, which I then stuck in dirt. So now I have about 6 of them. But some of them are still very tiny. And these all came from 2 little leaves that one of our clients had given to me. I think at the time she was 101 when she gave those to me. And so I'm keeping them. I've made extra plants out of it. But the biggest one is covered with buds right now. It has 2 that have actually opened blooms on it, but it is covered with buds. It did bloom sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's never bloomed at Thanksgiving, but it's also never bloomed in February. So it's very confused, I think, because our weather's cold and warm and cold and warm. It doesn't know what's going on. So I'm not complaining because it's beautiful, but isn't that crazy? From the Prairie Schooler, A Prairie Year, I am doing this one. I've already done this one. I'll probably do most of these. I don't know if I'll do all of them. We'll see. But I'm working on the rabbit, And so here we are. This time I did mostly like from here up. I think I had its legs and maybe one line of stitching across, so I just kept filling in. And I'm doing this 2/2 on whatever this is. It's a 32 count Murano. Came from Hobby Lobby. It's an artiste. And obviously I'm doing it on the little corner because I can get lots of them done. I had a new start. This is from Aliton Embroidery, Aliton on Etsy. And this is because this made me laugh. It says I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. And that is the absolutely ridiculous kind of humor that I love. So here we are. I just got some of the letters in. There's a page break here for the pattern, so that's why. But I'll laugh every time I'm working on that. And again, I worked on Earth Dancer. I'm pretty sure that's right, by Butternut Road. Last time I redid the hand and got started on some of the skin on her face and stuff. This time I got the more of it in, and as you can see, started on her hair up here. I was looking to make sure that's in the right place. That thread is, I have to look. Yeah, that floss is still on my needle. She doesn't just have a random dot in her head. Anyway, here we are. I felt like quite a bit done. You can obviously make out her face. It gives me hope for this piece. A lot of the blank spaces are where beads and things go. Like down here, this is a bunch of different kinds of beads, and there's beads, a lot of beads that come across here and all of that. But I'm quite happy with it, and I'm glad that I decided to take out the 1/1 and do it 2/2. It's made me a lot happier working on it, a lot more willing to work on it, if we're being honest. Have to see if I can find this that I worked on. Is out of, I only have the pages from the magazine. I don't have the whole magazine. Cross Country Stitching is the magazine that it came from. And I believe the chart is by Jeremiah Junction. And it is this. I had started it previously, and I was doing it 1/1 on some linen, and I really was not happy with it. So I've restarted it. I am only doing like this right here. At different times I may do other parts of it, but for now I'm doing the sewing machine and the baskets. So, and this is on my list of 20, I believe. So there you go. This last time I had the black outline at the bottom of the sewing machine filled in, so I did this and this stuff over here. This right here, I probably could have gotten more done, but because I apparently cannot count, this right here I stitched, and I stitched it 3 times, which means I pulled it out twice. And when I have a limited time in the morning before I head to work, because I get up early and I stitch in the morning, by the time we get home, especially right now, it's so late that actually we're starting this week, we will be eating at the office because it will be too late when we get home. Who wants to eat dinner at 9 or 10 o'clock at night? We get home and go to bed. And So my limited time in the morning, I could make much more progress if my needle minders are stuck together. Much more progress if I didn't have to rip things out so much. And I also worked again on, this is the 2020 Stitch Along from Fox and Rabbit. Yeah, 2020. And I'm in March. I was doing really good and then had a huge mistake, so got angry with it for a while. It was in timeout. So here is so far, and March is all of this down here. And I did finish March. This is the bottom of the piece. So I did go and cut my fabric off at the bottom. I haven't cut it. I don't know how wide it's going to be, and I'm not cutting it until I do, so I still have plenty of fabric. But I'm happy with how it's turning out. April's piece is pretty big. It goes like all in here. Right here, this part, all of this right here is April's piece. So that's a lot. We'll see. It would be wonderful if I could get the April portion done in April, but I'm not going to, only be stitching this, so that's iffy. That's iffy. Maybe if that's all I was stitching, I could do better with it. I also worked on December sweet stitching. This was last year's monthly kit club thing. You got the box and everything at the beginning of the year with the first one. The first one was in February, but you got the box. But when it gets shipped to you each month, it comes with everything to finish it off like this, and the candies. They're all sitting right here. And it's really neat. And I don't even know what this year's is. I never went back and looked because I was like, you have to get some of your other stuff done. So anyway, but I finished it. So I finished December's. Hooray, not a moment too soon. It has on the pattern, sorry, it looks weird because that's part of the tree. You can see Santa's mustache curls up around in front of the tree. On the pattern, it has snowflakes, but I felt like that the white is kind of hard to see on here anyway, and I really didn't want to stitch snowflakes that weren't going to show up. But anyway, I got it finished and I'm thrilled with that. So I'll take a finish anytime. And then I did get started on January's. This is the last one I have to do. I don't know if, speaking of the white not showing up very good, it's probably hard to tell. And this is actually the gray kind of shading on the snowman, and then the stick that this child is holding to put on the snowman for the arm. That's what we've got done here. I struggle with it because I want to get it done and I want to work on it, but there are other things that I really need to get done, like this one for Hallie's birth announcement. But I did work on it. I did. So that's good. So this is where it is. Ooh, sorry, stuff's falling. Okay, let's try again. This is where we're at. So I got the lamp is all done. I have most of the lamp done. I think I just added the little knob at the top. which just looks way off centered. And I'm pretty sure I counted. Oh well. In that little ball, I got the ball finished and started a little bit of the back stitching and some of that. I didn't work on it a whole lot, but I should. One thing about this pattern that is a little bit crazy is like for the back stitching that's on these lines and right up here at the top, it's also around the ball, but not all the way around the ball. And all of the pattern instructions say the top of the ball. Well, is that the top right here? So I had to go back and look at the picture, and the picture looks like it goes kind of around like that. But I think that's just crazy. Oh, yeah, sure, the top, whatever that means. Because it's not in a different color or anything like that. So anyway, regardless, I stitched on it and getting some of the back stitching done. I would have, that color floss is still hanging here on my needle because something else needs to be back stitched in that. Oh, I think this book right here. This book needs to be back stitched in that color. And it was, my hoop was like right here, so I didn't want to move it. So that'll wait until next time. And I think that was all my stitching. I think I did do a tiny little bit of sewing. I've had this sitting on, it's kind of a little travel thread bed. Got a little thing for your scissors or your ring for your flosses. There's a little pocket here. I put in a snap on this one. Bee fabric. I did the pocket, and then I have the trim. Good gravy, whatever it's called. Anyway, the trim I had to get sewn on. And this is fabric that I bought. I think I got it at Walmart, this bee fabric. And I painted in these, the little jars where they have different amounts of honey in there. I painted those in because I just thought that would look cute with honey in them. I have something else that I finished off and did that way. But anyway, and it snaps closed. I did that. It has been sitting on my sewing machine forever, waiting for me to finish sewing that on. And I decided to just do it. Today, I really wanted to get more stitching done, but I had to, I didn't have to. I decided my laundry room, I have one of those shelves that holds little cube basket things. And I had it in there because I wanted more storage, and I bought one probably at Target, and I painted it. But I put it on its side and put it on metal legs. So it stood up because the litter boxes are in the laundry room and they go under it. And it was starting to sag in the middle because it has 8 cubbies, I think. And I only had the legs on the ends, front and back on the ends. So today I took everything out of there and pulled it out to put a leg in the middle. I only put one on the back in the middle because I don't want to have to try to keep one at the front clean with the litter boxes on either side of it. Call it lazy, I don't know. But while I had it out, and turned upside down, especially in the baskets out, I wiped it all down completely, top to bottom, and wiped down the wall behind it where it usually sits. And, I had pulled the litter boxes out and mopped everything and all of that stuff. I mean, I'll mop where the litter boxes are anyway, but just did a real thorough deep clean on all of that stuff. So that took a while and got everything all put back in. But I'm much happier with it not sagging in the middle anymore. And I've had the legs for a long time and have just let it sit there because I didn't want to pull it all out. And it's not like it took me a week. It took me probably an hour. And it probably wouldn't have taken 15 minutes, except for I wanted to clean while I had it all out. So anyway, if I can stay for the whole year in a mindset of quit putting it off and just get it done, you'll be so much happier if you just get it done. If I can stay in the mindset of just doing it, I could get a lot accomplished this year. We'll have to see. So anyway, that's everything that I've done. I don't think there's been anything else fun and exciting going on. So I guess I'll see you next time. Hopefully, again, it'll be next week. I'm trying really hard here to be consistent and keep up with this. It's quicker and easier if I just do it every week. And I don't know why I fight myself on that. But anyway, thank you everyone for your likes, for your comments. I do appreciate them. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Anyway, go ahead and do it. I will see you here next time. Thanks, y'all.